You know that feeling when you're at work and everyone's talking and there's this unspoken pressure to join in, to fill the silence, to say something, anything? I've been there. And honestly, I hated it. Not because I'm shy, not because I didn't have things to say, but because I just didn't need to. And yet somehow that wasn't okay. Here's something people don't talk about enough: being low key. Not quiet, not antisocial, not broken, just low key. I'm someone who listens. I observe. I take things in before I speak. And when I'm comfortable, trust me, I can talk for hours, but I'm not going to perform for a room just to prove I'm present. At work, I used to force myself to be louder than I actually am. Fill the silences, jump into conversations I didn't care about, laugh a little too much, be a little too on. And I felt it instantly, that thing in your chest that tells you, this isn't you. I'd go home drained, not from the work, from the performance, from spending 8 hours being a slightly louder, slightly more agreeable version of myself that I didn't recognize. There was this moment, maybe 6 months ago, when I realized how much energy I was wasting. A colleague was talking about a show I didn't even watch, and everyone was laughing and nodding, and I forced myself to add something, just to feel included. Later that day, during a short walk, it hit me. These people don't actually need me to be talking. They just need me to be here. And yet, I had spent the whole morning pretending I was someone I'm not. The exhausting part isn't being low key. The exhausting part is pretending you're not. Because we live in a world that rewards volume. The loudest person in the room gets seen, gets heard, gets promoted sometimes. And if you're someone like me, someone who communicates in a different frequency, the message you keep receiving is you're not enough. But here's what I've realized: being low key isn't a personality flaw. It's a way of moving through the world with intention. I speak when I have something real to say. I listen when others need to be heard. I don't waste energy on noise. That's not a limitation, that's actually a skill. People who talk too much can be exhausting. People who talk too loudly can be overwhelming. And people who talk for the sake of talking very often say very little. I'd rather be someone who listens deeply, reflects, and then speaks when it actually matters. And if the space around you keeps asking you to be more than you are, maybe the problem isn't you. Maybe the space just isn't built for people like us, yet. Maybe your low-key energy is exactly what that environment needs, but it's not designed to see it. Low-key people are the ones who notice what's really going on in the room. We see the person who's sitting alone. We hear the tone behind the sarcasm. We feel the tension no one mentions. We don't jump into every conversation, but when we speak, people actually listen. Because we're not over-talking, we're not over-explaining, we're not performing. So if you're someone who feels invisible in group settings, or you think, I should be more outgoing, stop for a second. Ask yourself, would my life be better if I were louder? Or would it just be easier for other people to ignore how I'm really feeling? The world is full of people who are always on, always joking, always sharing, and that's beautiful for them. But your worth isn't measured by how much space you take up in a conversation. It's measured by how you show up for yourself and how you help others feel seen when they speak. And that's why being low-key is enough. It's not about becoming quieter or disappearing or apologizing for existing. It's about choosing to be where you are, alive, present, without pretending to be someone else just to fit in. Welcome to Unsocial Hub. If you're low-key, introverted, or just someone who feels more at home listening than talking, this is your space. You don't need to be louder to be valid. You just need to be real. And that, more than any performance, is enough.